What is good? Hello, all you beautiful people around the world. Hello, all you beautiful, beautiful souls around the world. How is everybody doing? I hope you're all well today. My name is Karma. Welcome to Spiritual Savage. So, today, oh man, I hope this is a good one. I had something entirely different to speak on today, but God had led me in a different direction. This is my jam. Oh, geez, nice, man. Alright, so what I want to talk about is a lot of us, we don't believe that God's power is really within us. We believe in His power. We know that God is mighty. We know that He is strong, but we just don't believe that He works for us. You know, at least part of the other hand in our life tries to make us believe that. And I'm going to speak on that in a minute here. So crazy because in the beginning, Moses, God's hand was always on Moses' life in the Bible, even from the beginning when he was a baby, because at that time they were killing all the firstborns, males in this Hebrew, from the Hebrews, because they were getting too strong and powerful for Pharaoh, so he started offing all of the babies. Moses' mother took Moses, put him in a basket, and for him to float down the entire Nile River to meet up with actually Pharaoh's daughter, who ended up taking him in, is absolutely insane. You know, for Moses to live as a baby floating down the Nile River, and then to end up actually ended up being reunited back with his mother, because when Pharaoh's daughter found him, she said, "Go find me a Hebrew woman, maiden, to, you know, what do they call them? Yeah, like a maiden to help me care for this baby." So anyway, Moses wouldn't let the children of Israel go, so God started working through Moses. And Moses had the same exact doubts that any other person that has been told that God's hand is on your life has. He says right here, he says, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" And God said, "I will be with you." And then he said, when you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God on this mountain. And then Moses said to God, "Suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, God the Father has sent me to you, and they ask, what is His name? Then what should I tell them?" And he says, "I am who I am." That is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am. Because you can't quantify who God is, you know, so he just left it at that. I'm sure Moses was waiting for a little bit more, like, I am, so, you know, so-and-so, I am this. But he just left it as I am, because God cannot be put in a box. And also, I want to speak, alright, so, like, good things that happen in our life, they can't happen by our own strength. It's not going to happen by your own intellect. It's not going to happen by your own ability or strategy. It's not even going to happen in the leadership gifts that God has given you. It's going to take another hand, a mighty hand, to carry us through these lives. And Pharaoh also had his hand on the children of Israel. So Pharaoh is like our enemy. Okay, we all have, a hand that is the Pharaoh hand, and then the enemy's hand is on us, and then we have the hand also, the mighty hand of God that carries us through these hard times. And your Father is stronger than your enemy, than your Pharaoh. Your God in heaven is stronger than your enemy. Only His mighty hand will compel the enemy to let you go. And God's hand is stronger than your enemies that have a hold on you. God doesn't even have to flex. He don't even have to flex. And here's something interesting. The same hand that brings power, God's hand, also applies pressure. It applies pressure to our lives to make us move and change into a different person, a new creation, who God wants us to be. So let's talk a little bit about the other hand. Because it's not that they doubt God. They believe in God. They just don't believe in... We don't believe that God is going to carry the message through us. You know, how is he going to use somebody like me? You know, I used to be an inmate, you know, a junkie on the streets. How is God going to transform my life and use somebody like me? And how will they listen to me? What should I tell them? Because God is I am. He is in your life now, always, forever. He is the same today, yesterday, and always. And he'll use that pressure and other people's hand to get you where he wants you in life. So, like, you know, people, you know, we all have that other hand in our life, that enemy in our hand. I know there's a lot of people, they walk around and they're just like, I am blessed. No, I'm anointed. I'm enlightened. You know, while really they're walking around like this. Just showing people their good hand. You know, because of course, you know, if this is all you see, you don't see the shriveled hand, the anger issues that they have at home when they go home from work and they start treating their wife badly, or maybe nobody knows that the tears that people are crying behind closed doors because they can't get past a certain struggle or situation in their life. You know, so they keep this hand hidden. And this hand is the hand that God is coming for. He is coming for our shriveled hand. He says, put your hand out. So he can heal it. So he can heal the parts of us that are broken inside. God will sometimes do this. That's sometimes true, right? God will just put his hand like this. Nope. How many times has that been a good thing in your life? Where God is like, nope. No, not this. Not this person. Not this relationship. No, not that place. No. Sometimes it's stop, you know. But this hand, because we all have this hand in our pocket. And we're walking around showing, just like me, on these shows. I have anger issues at home. I mean, I came from a traumatic past. I have a lot of anger inside that I'm healing from. And this is why I can question sometimes, does God have his hand on my life? Is God for me? Of course God is for you. It is that doubt that we create in our minds that keeps us from the power that God has always given us. You still don't believe God has a hand on your life. You still don't believe that you're called to do great things. And you still don't believe that God's power is within you without measure. You cannot even measure the infinite amount of power that is within you. And we don't believe it. We sometimes still don't believe that it could be possible that God would use somebody like me. Because everybody's walking around like this. And you're comparing your bad hand to everybody's good hand. Right? You're comparing your struggles, the things that you're not showing other people, to what everybody shows the world and everybody else. Oh, I'm a nice person. Oh, I'm enlightened. I am blessed. I don't have anything that I'm working on. Let me just tuck this. Alright, so God is with you, and it's a mighty hand that is in your life. But also understand that the Pharaoh, the enemy, can have its hands. Blessings to you, my friend, as well. Thank you very much for sharing. But listen, God is coming for that that shriveled hand, that hand that we hide, that is where God wants to work on you and me. I am far from perfect. I have a lot of things in my life that I still am and always will be working on, because I want to become better. I want to submit to the power of God. It's when we humble ourselves, really, right? It's when we humble ourselves and allow God's hand to work in our life. Following his obedience, following them pressure points that he starts hitting and saying, hey, this ain't good for you. Like, you know that I need you somewhere else. You know if you continue this, you can't get to where I've always promised. The promised land that I've always promised you. So, today I just wanted to talk about the mighty hand of God, and don't compare your bad hand to everybody's good hand, because everybody has this. Everybody. Everybody has this in their life. They just walk around and they show their good hand. But it doesn't matter. I'm not saying they're bad people, because I do it. I don't want people to see that side of me. Right? But those are the places that God, your Creator, wants to work on you the most. And I want you to know today, my friends, powerful Monday strategies tip, that your Creator, your God, is stronger than your enemy. I hope you have a wonderful day. May the light fill your spirit, may peace fill your minds, and may love fill your hearts always. Thank you so much for tuning in to what we do here. I appreciate you all. God bless.